the fire of Harlem. Martin Luther King Jr. I'm not going to talk too long tonight because this is not a time for words. Words are too cheap when action is necessary. But I do want to salute this space, this consecrated space. I want to salute our dear brother Francois. Give it up for him. Give it up for him. Thank you so very much for allowing us in this consecrated space. Send my love and respect to Brother and Sister Warren. Because I'm here because I am who I am because somebody loved me. Somebody cared for me. Somebody attended to me. And when I see these precious faces, and I look in their eyes, and I take enough time to connect with their souls, and then I see the precious loved ones and the tears flowing, I say those tears are not in vain. Because we come from a people, come from a tradition, a community, constitutes what the Isley brothers call a caravan of love. That's what it's all about. When you've been terrorized for 400 years, when you've been traumatized for 400 years, when you've been stigmatized for 400 years, but you still produce a John Coltrane who talks about love supreme, you still produce a Marvin Gaye who says what's going on, who cares for the children, who really cares when you produce a Nina Simone that can talk about what it means to be young, gifted and blessed, and you produce a Donny Hathaway who can raise the question of someday we'll be free in the midst of so much terror, in the midst of so much trauma, in the midst of so much stigma. That allows you to take a stand. And that's what we're talking about in October, what it means to take a stand. There used to be a brother every fifth Sunday in my church, the Shiloh Baptist Church, on the chocolate side of Sacramento, California. He'd show up and sit down on the organ. His name was Sylvester Stewart, but he's known to the world for the genius that he is, named Sly Stone. Y'all remember Sly Stone? And he wrote a song called Stand. You've been sitting much too long. There's a permanent crease in your right and wrong. Stand, there's a midget standing tall, and the giant beside it about to fall. And then he got theological. He says, stand, there's a cross for you to bear. Things to go through if you going anywhere. That's where we are right now. The American empire is in decline, y'all.
Yes, right.
Capitalist civilization, market-driven, obsessed with narrow individualism, hedonism, narcissism, suffering from a spiritual malnutrition and a moral constipation. Forcing of the conscious and a hardening of the heart, a chilling of the soul, that callousness and indifference toward the suffering, especially the suffering of the vulnerable, of the children. How can we live in a society in which almost 45% of all of our precious children of color live in poverty in the richest nation in the history of the world? That's spiritually profane. That's morally obscene. That's spiritually sick. 22% of all of the children in America live in poverty. I don't care what color, each one equally precious. Something is wrong. That's a key sweat moment. Something just ain't right. Brother Kevin, you know what I'm talking about. We got these two giants here, Glenn Ford and Nellie. Oh, we got a Black Agenda report. Oh, keep track of it. You get some deep truths of what it means to talk about empire. White supremacy sitting at the center of the American democratic experiment, and it was not the enslavement of black about people. When I say people, I'm not talking about folk in the abstract. I'm talking about Cliff and Irene, my parents. I'm talking about what I learned in Vacation Bible School in Shiloh. That taught me to be a person of integrity and honesty and decency and have the courage to straighten my back up and tell the truth and to allow suffering to speak, but always put love at the center of it. And if love is not at the center of it, it's just sounding brass and tinkling simple, and you discover that quickly. Because there's no way that all this suffering could be going on, all of this political murder and terror could be going on. The school system produces soul murder every day. Gentrification of chocolate spaces with power grabs and land grabs. 1% of the population got 42% of the wealth and growing. Wages are stagnating for 40 years. Where's the outrage? If you really love folk, you hate the fact that they're being treated unjustly. You loathe the fact they're being treated unfairly. And if we don't do something, the rocks are going to cry out. Unless, here's where the challenge begins. And this is what I love about Malcolm X. Malcolm said, my only credential is sincerity. He spoke the truth as he understood it. Doesn't mean he's right all the time, but you can rest be assured that just like a song by Aretha Franklin, what he has to say is for real. It's coming from his soul. It's coming from his gut. And in the last 35 years during the Ice Age, the neoliberal Ice Age, and by neoliberal all I mean is financialized, privatized, militarized.
Right.
You got a problem, financialize, bring the big money in the banks, privatize, push out the public life, push out public education, push out the public conversation on corporate media. Just be concerned about the money, money, money. Wu-Tang Clan say what? Cream. Cash rules everything around me, but it doesn't have to rule me. I can decide which side I'm going to be on. I can decide who I'm going to be in solidarity with. I can decide when I straighten my back up on the job, on the street, church, mosque, synagogue, if you're secular, if you're atheistic and agnostic, that's all right in terms of being able to still take a stand. I worked with a revolutionary communist for many, many years. I love him to death. His name is Carl Dick. I love that brother to death. I think he's wrong on the God question, but that's all right. I'm a Jesus-loving free black man, revolutionary Christian. He is a justice-loving free black man. He's a revolutionary communist. We overlap because we overlap in our love for you folk. Because we overlap in our love for poor people, working people, not just here, but all around the world. They can be peasants in Mexico. They can be wrestling with an ugly Israeli occupation that our Palestinians are. They can be dealing with tyranny in Ethiopia. They can be talking about how can I come to terms with my gay, lesbian, and trans identity in Canada. Doesn't make any difference. All of us got equal status in the eyes of the God that I serve. Same status, same significance. But the problem is that we live in the age of the sellout.
Right. Sell out preachers.
Sell out preachers, sell out lawyers, sell out pharmacists, sell out professors, sell out civil rights leaders, across the board. Everybody's for sale. All you got to do is offer some money, little power, little status, and next thing you know, they change their tune. No, God doesn't allow you to do that. Now, I'm the kind of Christian who I love to sell out as human beings, but I'm going to tell the truth about it. Because all of us got gangster proclivities.
Oh
I was a gangster before I met Jesus, and now I'm a redeemed sinner with gangster proclivities. So y'all